Alright, so today is Wednesday, May 13th. I had a lot of eventful things happen today, and I need to document this because this is I think it's a huge milestone that I need to tell everybody about, and also the extra things that happened today, because it wasn't just one thing. But let's just recap this week. Today is Wednesday, my 5th week, and let me just show you how good I've been doing this week. It's weird. My luck has changed, and it changed again, and I'll explain in a minute. This is why you don't get greedy. Let me show you. So, previous weeks I was on my downturn. I plateaued on the end of this week, start of this week, and I started seeing an increase in my profitability on my stock charts in my journal from documenting all my trades. But this week, I was off to a great start. Just to recap, I made 2 good trades this week and 12 bad ones, in this week. Currently, of the 11th and 12th, I think I made 4 good ones and 1 bad one. So complete opposite ends of the spectrum. So I was doing good. I'm up 2.4% on the week, and it's already Tuesday. So now that you know what the beginning of my week looks like, you can probably paint the picture on how I was feeling. Oh, it's Tuesday, I'm up 2.5%. I'm getting pretty good at this, getting a little cocky, got a little buzz going, making all these profitable trades. Well, I needed this lesson, and I'll tell you why. So let me just show you the screen real quick. So here's the stock that made me lose it all. So that 2.4% I was up on the week, I'm down 2.5 and some change percent after that, or after today. So sorry, let me rephrase that. I made a trade that put me down 2.5-ish% and completely wiped out the week's profits. So here it is. This is the trade I made. I got a little cocky. VTIQ was one that was brought up in the Investors Underground scans, and there was talk of it going up even higher and giving some higher highs. Well, I did not listen, and I tried to short this in the early market hours where there's tons of volatility, right? So you can see the volume spikes at random points here. I made this trade at 9:40ish, so a few minutes after the market opened, before the storm calms down. And gosh, I don't know what I was thinking, because I went in with size. So this is a $30 per share stock. I bought 100 shares, so we're about $3,000 in, and I ended up stopping out way too late. So hold on, this line was supposed to be around this peak, and that was where my stop was supposed to be, but it didn't fill. So I had to use my hotkeys and get out right here. Well, that loss was $128. So that's about what I made this week, and I just gave it right back. I'm like, here you go, thanks for the loan. So what I realized is that, one, the market is not afraid to correct you, and it will. So I needed that. 2, I got really cocky and used size when I know I shouldn't. I was supposed to only give 20 shares on this. And if this was 20 shares, I could have way wider stops. I could allow for a bigger loss, but if I would have had longer stops and a longer risk-reward ratio, I would have profited on this trade. I mean, probably down to this level up here, or maybe that low. But I would have had a profitable trade here had I had a wider range. So the second thing I learned was don't trade with size and don't get cocky. That's 2 and 3. 3 would be don't trade with size when you know you shouldn't. So that was a big thing. I broke one of my personal rules for trading. So $128 is greater than 2% of my trading capital. So I'm pretending I have 5,000 because I do in my actual account. I'm basing this off 5,000. 2% of 5,000 is $100, and I lost 2-point-something% on one trade. So I risked more than 2% on a single trade. That means I have to run 3 miles. But if I didn't learn this lesson now, I would pay for it later. So I'm glad I did. This being one of the events that happened today, let me show you another. So I went on to Reddit, and there's a day trading group on Reddit. I made a post hey, I'm a new trader looking to kind of group up with other new traders and get a small chat going. Even though I'm in the Investors Underground chat, I feel like my college-based learning, where you kind of learn in groups. I was always in the library with a few of the same people for all these classes, and we did pretty well learning material through each other, right? Helping each other out. Yes, it is kind of setting yourself up in a risky situation because you are all new traders, so you don't know what's right yet. But I feel like we could learn from each other's mistakes. And plus, the group fast forward, I have a group of 6 or 7 people now from Reddit, and we're all in different chat rooms. So we can get input from all these different resources. So it's a great mix so far. I'm trying to bring us together to learn it as a group and hopefully succeed together. So that's a new thing that started today. Last eventful thing that I want to mention is I had a realization that Nate from Investors Underground knows his stuff and he knows it well. So he made 2 predictions today that ended up being insanely true. But just a quick recap, this was his scan he set out. So he said VTIQ, they may have blown everyone out after hours, but I think people will be afraid to short this. I could actually see this going $2 or $3 more than fading, ending down $5 to $8. So just to recap what actually happened, here's VTIQ. It opened here, but he claimed a $2 to $3-ish move. Well, at $30, it went up to $34. So $2 or $3-ish move if you were in this area. Absolutely spot on. And what is it doing now is fading. And he was spot on with the fade. But the fade hasn't fully occurred yet. You can't really say, it went $5 to $8, but it could. He was right so far. So, wow, what a prediction and what a spot on. Like, that's where I want to be one day. I'm trying to work towards that. That takes time. That's experience. You will not get that in a few months or weeks. And then the second thing he called out was another crazy one. Actually, it had a circuit breaker halt. All right, here we go. FWP. This was one of his other call-outs. So he was saying, this being the key trigger in newsletters, and if newsletters get up, then it will circuit right up. Well, let me pull up FWP. FWP circuited a few times this morning, and it just skyrocketed. So here it is. He was saying that if newsletters get published on this, it's just going to circuit its way up, and it did. It did, I think, 2 or 3 times, and it went from $9.89 to $12.70. Like what a prediction. So this just solidified my thoughts of Nate. Like, what a guy. How do you do this? And gosh, you have to be super experienced to do this kind of stuff. That's just my quick little update on the week. Some crazy stuff, to say the least. As of Wednesday, I learned a lesson. I got my ass handed to me. And the market is not afraid to tell you you're wrong. I'm Dylon Da Silva. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you liked it. Give this video a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all new content every week. You guys have a good one.